Welcome back to DXB. Today, still on the topic of flavors of the city. They say that if you want to know the real pulse of a city, then follow the aroma. And that's what brings us our next guest on the show. Our next guest loves to share her global flavors and cultural storytelling through food and, of course, hidden gems. I'd like to welcome on the show food expert Olivera Saponjac. Olivera, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us, what inspired you to get into food?
Oh, great passion for food is starting from the early age with me. Being a Serbian and being raised in the family where gastronomy is a number one, and there is absolutely nothing that you can have any meeting or encounter with anybody of the friends unless there is food involved. It started from the early age, and I'm very lucky that actually the job that I do is following my passion, because food in any point of way of how is it perceived, is it being talking about chefs, how they come up to the ideas, is it testing the final product, is it talking about the ingredients, is it observing how the ingredients are being actually come up with, is just a huge passion of mine.
What about then, we were talking to Samantha about it, I know you've been on the show previously, but like, what is it about then the multiculturalism of Dubai that makes the food scene so special?
Wow. So just given the fact that we are 200 different nationalities that are living in the city, which brings us to 200 different gastronomy experiences and cuisines that are around, mixed all of that under one roof in the city where we have so many unbelievable homegrown talents matched with the international chefs that are in here. It's just a gastronomical paradise where we live.
Oh, that's a nice word, isn't it? Gastronomical paradise.
The whole homegrown is music to my ears, Olivera. But tell me about Emirati cuisine, which so far has been a little bit underrepresented here. How do you think that's progressing?
True. It hasn't been given the shine and the light as it deserves, because Emirati cuisine is very rich. There is so many influences that are creating Emirati cuisine as we know it at the moment. There is a lot of influence from the Indian spices. There is a lot of influences from the Persian as well, tastes, flavors and spices that are part of it. Emirati cuisine, I think it's a next future hit that we're going to have in the city. I am seeing in the past, let's say, year, that there is a quite significant progress within the chefs who are exploring the cuisine, at least starting to explore it with the ingredients. Somebody who is a pioneer of this that I can always give credits to is Chef Saleman from Moonrise, who is really taking the ingredients of Dubai and of Emirati cuisines into an incredible fusions. We have seen as well the birth of the latest restaurant from Chef Sahar and Sheikh Latifa Gerbo, who is as well a very great representation of Emirati fusion. I think that seeing Emirati cuisine just as a core of the Emirati cuisine is still where there is a lot of work that needs to be put on. But the fusion part is really interesting, and it's taking us places where the Emirati cuisine is really receiving a different light from all of these amazing dishes and spices that are being used as a part of it.
It's interesting because I'm going to bring in my Khaliji homegirl over here, because you know, like there's a lot of Middle Eastern food. You're like, there are so many, you know, what's the word? Like silos, if you like, underneath that. So how does that make you feel when you see that Middle Eastern food banner?
Well, usually it's just biryani.
Right, okay.
They'll say Middle Eastern and they'll put like a biryani, if you're lucky, a kabsa, and then that ticks that off, and then they'll go to Japanese and international. So, but it's a good point that you mentioned. It's about, you know, underrepresentation or underappreciation of certain food topics. Are there any kind of cuisines that you feel are underappreciated here in Dubai?
Well, Emirati to start with, right? It's interesting to say, since we are in the Emirates, but I think that Dubai cuisine as a term is an actual cuisine that we have, and as mentioned, having 200 nationalities that are blending and mixing between are creating a Dubai cuisine. It's very authentic, very specific, certain dishes that you can find on the menus, and that you can actually say it, oh, this is a part of the Dubai cuisine. But if we are talking as an overall, I would say Emirati cuisine is number one. And then again, coming from Balkan, coming from Serbia, where the gastronomy is very rich, I do see the lack of the Balkan cuisine being present. I do see that this is going to probably change in the next few years. It's just the level of how rich it is, and the mix that it's actually bringing together is very interesting. More and more people are actually interested about it. There is a great representative of the Balkan cuisine, which is 21 gram, which is really, honestly, any point of day that you go in, from the breakfast, lunch to dinner, it's just so yummy. And
Best breakfast in Dubai.
oh, thank you so
Big
much for that.
shout,
Yeah,
Samantha.
100%. Yep.
This is just a small glimpse of what Balkan cuisine is, and I do believe in the next few years, as many more chefs discover it, we're gonna see great representation of it in Dubai.
I have to ask you, what role do you think social media plays when it comes to promoting certain restaurants or certain dishes? Because I feel like a lot of the times you see a certain thing on social media and it draws you to a certain establishment. Have you fallen for this?
Yes, being present on social media and being one of those people who is actually showing it and filming, definitely. You know, we are living in a city where unofficially there is over 19,000 restaurants present. Even if you want to be able to capture all of it and to try to be on the mark of what is new and what is newly opened, it's impossible. So social media really does a lot of, let's say, favor for these restaurants and for us as well who are following it, because for me personally, when I'm looking at it, if there is any specific dish that when I'm seeing how is it presented on social media, I just really crave it, and I'm going to that restaurant to have it. That's a guaranteed.
You're a marketeer's dream, aren't you? You've brought in a little box here, and I'm intrigued, so I would like to know more. Can I open it?
Yes,
Can I
of
get
course.
involved?
Please go ahead.
Here we go. Where are we?
So it's a very simple story behind it. I have been dining in the restaurants we're really more than once a day, as they would like to say. And one thing and one challenge that I see here in Dubai is that we are always fighting when we are having an alfresco dining with the people the flies that we do not want to have as a part of our experience. And it was always triggering me, there has to be something that is a bit nicer looking like, rather than the simple fans that we are putting or burning the coffee. So it took me quite a few months to come up with this product, which is a natural handcrafted coffee candle with no essential oils. It's just coffee magic with a few spices in.
And it smells so
that
good.
really does magic. And
See that?
I have designed it to bring it with me while I'm having the alfresco dining, just light it on and not have the flies in any proximity of my meals. And wanted to share it with you.
I'm just busy smelling.
I'm not really listening to you anymore.
Can't get it.
For all the coffee lovers, it really smells like coffee. So works perfectly fine as well in the house. I do keep mine in the kitchen because I really don't like those fruit flies that I keep bringing in with the apples or with the bananas. So lighting this off, it actually makes them disappear. So it's the story behind it. Just a very simple way of, I wanted to make my life simple, and then everybody around me with a product that looks nice on the table, and it's actually very simple to use, and it's not disturbing with the smell the diners, because this is one of the things the chef are really worried about, that those smelling palettes are not disturbing and affecting the taste of the food that they have so perfectly precisely made for us.
Congratulations, I think it's
Thank you.
amazing.